Hello there everyone, I'm the lead artist for Urban Survival, and today I'm going to teach you how to play our game, show you a little bit of the base mechanics, and run you through what we have here. We're a small team of 2 and we've been developing this game for about 3 years now independently. Urban Survival is a new unique take on the survival genre, where you will have to survive in the streets as a homeless person. Before jumping into the game, you're going to want to create your character. This is our character creator. I always like to just hit random, but I think that you guys are going to enjoy all of the different options to create whatever character you want. In the future, all the names in this randomizer will be all of our Patreon supporters. So I think I'm going to go with Dirty Arthur here. I'm going to make him, let's go blonde, and I think that's pretty good. Now you can go through and change the skin tone, any skin tone you really want, and you can also adjust the skin tone using the sliders. Every color you apply to your character is 100% customizable, and you can get any tone you really are going for. This is where you can pick the hairstyle of your character. You can kind of go for a young, cool look, or bald and homeless look. I usually go for the bald, homeless look, all considering. And I think a good one to settle on would be the Amish beard. And I think we might just stick with blonde. Yeah, there we go. Do a little spin for you guys. Zoom in and out, and I think we're ready to jump in the world. But first, eye color. Always the most important thing to do. I think we should go with a nice red, and from there, let's start this bad boy. Welcome to the world of urban survival. In the beginning here, you really get to choose on which path you take. Eating the mushroom will send you into a crazy drug trip. This is our version of the tutorial, and this is how you'll learn all the main base mechanics of the game. I suggest this for all new players. This will give you a good handle on how the game plays and a good sense of the humor that we put in this thing. But like everything in this game, it's a choice. So if you don't want to do the tutorial, you can just skip it and run right into the city. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, so I'm just going to refuse the mushroom, and we're going to go for a little stroll through the woods here. The woods will be acting as your base of operations, where you'll be building your sanctuary and all your hobos will be living. As of now, we don't have it, so we're going to have to scavenge for some material and get ready to retake this forest for our little army. Press M to access the map, and from here the adventure begins. A good beginner tip for you guys is stay off the road no matter what. You should wait for the cars to be 100% stopped and the light to be green just like in real life, because they will kill you instantly in this game with no remorse. They'll just run you down and keep on driving. To the savvy player, this could be used to their advantage by pushing enemies in front of them for quick and easy kills. This game's all about territory, and this guy, he's kinda in my turf. So we're gonna have to settle this the old-fashioned way. I'm gonna have to retake my panhandling location. In this early access version, combat is pretty basic, but it gets the job done. As of now, you have your normal attack, heavy attack, block, and push. You can use this to dispatch of your enemies and become a force to be reckoned with in the street. As you can see, starting out, you're pretty garbage, so these fights take a little bit. You eventually wear them down and knock them out. This changes fast. As you upgrade your character, get stronger weapons and armor, you will become the warlord that the streets will fear. After liberating this location, you can jump on it and start making some money. Being early access, this is the base form of panhandling. In the future, you're going to have spots all across the city and multiple hobos on each one, pretty much building your hobo empire and making money. As of now, it's pretty simple. You just jump on the spot and wait for someone to walk by, and if they like you, they'll give you money, and if they don't, they'll walk right by. For example, that was a really nice person. Gave you some change. Let's see if this guy has the charity in him. Nope, turns out that guy's a dick. Don't worry, there's lots of other people. For example, these witches for a Halloween update, very charitable. In this game, money isn't as valuable as it is in the real world. It's actually your second currency. Your main currency will be cigarettes. Now, for the meat and potatoes of the game, scavenging. Everything in this game costs resources, and to get those resources, you gotta dig out of the trash. This is how you will get food, water, and alcohol, the important things to survive in this world. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Every single item in this game is useful to building your base and upgrading your people. Early game, you're going to want to focus on getting all the scrap to build your base. To achieve this, you will need wood, plastic, metal, fabric, and cardboard. And I just leveled up in scavenging. Whenever you hear a fart and a flash of stars, that's you leveling up. Other useful items you can find in the trash are crafting items. Each container contains different items. For example, the garbage containers will have more food, and the recycling containers will have more craftable items. So dig through them and see what you can get. My favorite ones are the big green garbage dumpsters. These are kind of harder to find in the world, but when you see them, go right for them. They have all the good loot and everything you'll need to survive in this world. Now, after all that dumpster diving, we got lots of items and we got lots of gear. Let's upgrade our character and see how he looks. As of now, there's two types of armor in the game. There's cardboard and metal. Current build of the game, all the armor is found in dumpsters, but very soon you're going to have to craft it or purchase it in shops. With all this new armor, it's time to show it off. Let's have a little model shoot. That mask is from a Halloween event. Because we're constantly updating this game, every single holiday will have a bunch of unique items, so grab them while you can, guys. Armor is really important to survivability in this game, and cardboard's kind of for chumps. Let's go heavy metal and show the world that we're a force to be reckoned with. So we got all of our junk. Now, what to do with it? I think the most important thing to do right away is to hold shift and click on items to scrap it. Every item has a scrap value and we've broken down to the 5 base materials. The most efficient way of going about this would be just to hit the scrap all button, but because I'm a sucker for punishment, I'm doing it all by hand. If you remember, I leveled up my scavenging and fighting skill. Let's spend those points now. This is the fighting skill tree. It's full of lots of really unique perks. You're going to want to fill this up as fast as you can to become the strongest fighter in the city. As you can see, I just upgraded a base attack, and we should upgrade our... Let's do a heavy attack too. Why not? Fighting isn't the only skill tree in the game. You also have scavenging, crafting, and cooking. Scavenging is the most important early game skill tree because this is how you get all your food, crafting equipment, and scrapping material. I think right now I'm going to put all my points into crafting and food. By doing this will raise the spawn rate when you dig through the trash in the world. This should give me plenty of junk so I can show you guys crafting and cooking in the future. At night the streets are extremely dangerous. Thankfully someone's gotten to these guys before I did. Looting the bodies are always a great way of finding really useful items. It appears they left their shopping cart here. Looting these is the only way to find unique legendary weapons that can't be crafted. Now for the survival part of urban survival. To make it in this hard world, you're going to have to focus on your thirst, hunger, health, and depression. I'll leave it to you guys to figure out how to fill up your hunger and thirst meter. But more importantly, you're going to want to focus on your depression meter. The only way to bring that down is by drinking or doing drugs. Make sure to pick up your waste, those bottles are worth good money. There's 2 factions to really focus on right now. There's the Trading Guild, which we will be covering in the next video, and your rival Sanctuary. As you can see, this Sanctuary is massive and heavily guarded. If you're even going to have a hope to beat these guys, you're going to have to build the strongest gang and give them the best equipment. At this level, taking this on alone is suicide. I can barely take down one dude and there is about 20 here. But if you fully level up your fighting skill and find all the unique weapons and armor in the world, I think taking this on solo is possible. It's just really difficult. You just can't get all your money from panhandling. And this is when the recycling bottle depots come in. Here you can buy alcohol and recycle your used bottles. There's a bunch of scrap you can also recycle for money. I'm going to let you guys find that out on your own. But definitely the easiest and most plentiful is the bottles. Just grab your bottles and throw them right at the conveyor belt. Look at you, going green and making dollar bills. Now the time has come to retake the Forest Sanctuary. Bottles aren't just for recycling, you can also use them as a weapon. As you can see, scoring a headshot is an instant knockout. But bottles don't do that much damage. Time to rely on your handy dandy knife. Remember, don't forget about those heavy attacks, they do lots of damage. 1 down and 1 more to go. Of course he blocks like a coward. As you can see, blocking is a pretty good defense. But if you rely on it too much, it'll completely drain your stamina. Without his stamina, it leaves him open for the final blow. A long battle, but I pulled through. Time to get the rewards. With the enemy defeated, the base is up for grabs. This now belongs to the Green Poo faction, the strongest faction in the town. A future feature is going to be the ability to customize your flag. Now that the base is ours, it's time to make the sanctuary a little bit more homey. Using our base materials that we scavenged earlier, we're going to build a tent and a workbench. Make sure to save as much as you can just in case you die. This game is permadeath, so watch out. After crafting the building plans, the blueprints will end up in your inventory. Just select it in your hand, find a spot you want to place them. I think the feng shui of the sanctuary is the most important part. Once you find a spot you're comfortable with, make sure it's green, and click to place. And there you go, your first achievement. Unlocking these will give you special weapons and unique gear. Super powerful. Now it's time to place the workbench. Just click it in your hand, find a nice spot for it, and place it wherever you want. Being early access, a lot of the buildings aren't fully flushed out with all of their complete mechanics yet. For example, the workbench is going to convert raw materials into unique items for you to use in crafting. But as of this version, it's not yet implemented. Now to get to the good stuff, we're going to craft a blacksmith, a grill, and a medical tent. These buildings are essential for you to become strong enough to take over the whole city. And you know the drill, guys. Same old song and dance. Grab the blueprint, find a nice spot, and drop it down. I think right about here is a good place. And for my cooking needs, I think I'm going to put the grill right about here. I like to have them both beside each other just to make crafting a little bit more streamlined. Now, for last but not least, the medical tent. This is super important, especially because the game is permadeath. If one of your gang members dies, they'll get put in a tent and they'll have to recover. It'll take some time, but at least you don't lose them forever. But if the tent's full and another one of your gang members dies, they're officially dead. There's no way of bringing them back. I think that'll about do it for this video. Join me for part 2, where I'll show you how to craft weapons, make food, and discover new achievements in the secrets of the world. Join our Discord to find out about new updates, and follow us on social media. We're really excited to grow the community, and we look forward to seeing you guys soon. Have a good day.